So guys, welcome back to Coast Battles number 2 on our playlist. So far we have made episode 1, which was Thorpe Park versus Alton Towers, for the best theme park in the UK based on rides. However, today we're going to be going over the best ride in the UK, ranking it from the top 5 theme parks. Now, going over the runners up first for the parks that unfortunately didn't make it to the top 5. My first suggestion would be Gulliver's World. You may be surprised, it's my local park. I have been to it before and it is rubbish, but it does have that big wooden one. And the one that many people may be slightly surprised by is probably going to be Chessington World of Adventures. This was so close to making it a number 6 list. However, Chessington's rides, they do have work in them, but they're just all family coasters. I mean, Vampire is probably its most intense, but there's no inversions. Dragon's Fury, personally, looks a bit more intense than Spinball Wizard at Alton Towers. But really, is it really that good? Spinball Wizard's not Alton Towers representative, and I will be getting into that because we know Alton Towers is going to be on this list. So basically, yeah, those two didn't make it. So let's just get to number 5 and say its best ride. Number 5, I'm not basing this on just rides, so it's going to be Flamingo Land in, well, wherever Flamingo Land is. Flamingo Land personally does have some pretty good rides. I mean, Hero just looks absolute crap. It just is meant to be rough and all. There's some other rides that are just useless. Mumbo Jumbo looks just cramped and claustrophobic. I hate riding it. But the two that I think are good are Velocity and Kamali. The only reason I don't want to put Kamali is here because of Infusion at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which I think we already know. Infusion at Blackpool Pleasure Beach is, it's meant to be rough. So Kamali's the same, really. I'm going to go Velocity. It may be Vekoma. It may be slightly rough. I'm pretty sure it was, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the first motorbike rides. It's the only in the UK. And it's the launch coaster, so yes, Velocity is the best at Flamingo Land, personally. Number 4 on our list is Drayton Manor. Drayton Manor may have less rides, but I think the quality is better. The general scenery of the area is really good, and just that general effort on the rides is so much better than Flamingo Land's. It's just as a queue. Drayton Manor actually is worth waiting for, at times. Unfortunately, Apocalypse won't be here, as people do say it's the best thrill ride in the UK. However, it is a thrill ride. I'm doing coasters, so Apocalypse won't make it. It's between G-Force and Shockwave, as we all know. Shockwave has one of the most interesting designs. It may have lap bars as it goes through 0 G-rolls and apparently a corkscrew. But Shockwave is a stand-up coaster, which literally takes you straight through a loop at 0 G-roll and 2 corkscrews. Let's just say it's faster and you really feel G-Force and Shockwave by looking at it. I'm going to give Shockwave the point, and it is also the 1994 classic that got Drayton Manor its reputation today. So, representing Drayton Manor is Shockwave, the stand-up coaster with 4 inversions. Next, we're going to get to top 3 big ones. 3 is Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I think we're expecting to see it here. As I said earlier, Infusion could make the list, but it's just rough, so it's not gonna. Avalanche, it's meant to be quite rough as well. Personally, this ride would be between Icon and the big one. The big one is meant to be rough on some days, but it's such a classic, the Pepsi Max, it's going to have to make it. Icon may be smooth, a launch coaster. It may go through inversions, but Pepsi Max is just the tallest, the ultimate coaster representing most of the UK before Alton Towers coasters really got big. So, yep, personally, I'm going to give Big One Blackpool's representative. I mean, it's quite an obvious choice. So for Blackpool Pleasure Beach, we do have the Pepsi Max Big One. Now for the top 2. I'm going to give Thorpe Park 2. You may be angry if you're from London, but Thorpe Park is, Thorpe Park just has really good thrill rides. For this list, it's probably going to be between Nemesis and Inferno for me. Probably not going to make it because Nemesis at Alton Towers is better, but I don't even know if that'll make Alton Towers. Stealth, which I really want to put on here. Stealth looks like such a good ride. So intense, faster than the UK. Swarm is just so well themed. And again, Swarm looks really intense as well. And the thing with Swarm against Stealth, it goes through inversions, and it's the only wing coaster in the UK. Stealth, there are launch coasters like it, just like Rita at Alton Towers. So I'm going to have to give Swarm the point. Even though in my last video, Stealth got a 10 out of 10, while Swarm only got a 9 out of 10, sorry. But Swarm's theming is just brilliant, and it looks so much smoother than Stealth. I mean, Stealth looks smooth, but like when you're going up, you're going so fast you can't move, and it just shakes you to the side. That must be a bit painful. Swarm's just gliding, going upside down, and it may go really fast. I would say Swarm is better, just looking at it. And of course, Alton Towers is number 1. Rides that I would be between. Now, you may ask, I'm not ridden all these, so I could be a bit critic. Oblivion just looks smooth, but I mean, it's a bit plain for to get in, so Oblivion's eliminated. Wicker Man, it's a wooden coaster considered one of the best at the park. Personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of Wicker Man when I read it, but it gives like a really good adventure. It's just doing helixes, the wood, the flames, it just drops. Personally, Wicker Man is quite a good ride, but if we're comparing it to like Rita, which the only reason I'm keeping back, it's meant to be dead rough, so Rita will not make it. So it's going to be the big two that we all know may compete quite a lot. Nemesis and Smiler. Now, Nemesis is the all-time classic, but it's getting a bit rusty and a bit rougher now. Smiler, it's had the incidents, hasn't it? It's got quite a lot of hate. But personally, Smiler just looks like the better experience. It's got the most loops in the world. It's just, I think it's even faster than Nemesis. It's just more intense, personally. So yeah, Smile is representing Alton Towers. Now let's get into the competitions that will be eliminating the big ones. So, I did 5. I should have gone with Chessington. Okay, just a sec. Because there's 6, I'm going to just add Chessington onto the list. Representing Chessington is going to be Dragon's Fury, the spinning ride, because it's the most intense and fast at the park. Vampire's it's just so plain. It may be a good family coaster, but no. Dragon's Fury is just more of the thrill ride. So let's go. Competing against each other for the first round of this is going to be Velocity and Dragon's Fury. Velocity's a launch coaster that launches you like 40. Dragon's Fury is a spinning coaster that just does overbank curves and stuff. Personally, Dragon's Fury does do a lot of helixes, so you are feeling like a bit more of an intense moment. However, Velocity just shoots you, you go much higher, the drops, the adrenaline, and the position just destroys Dragon's Fury. Chessington's already been eliminated, and Velocity's going against the next ride coming up then, basically. Next up is going to be the big one versus, whatchamacallit, what's number 4? Drakeman, Shockwave. I don't really know, because the big one is faster, it's the all-time classic, and it does look quite fun. Shockwave, however, just looks intense, and as a stand-up coaster, really quite just interesting. You know, I don't think it's really much of a question, you may agree. I'm going to give this point to the big one. Sorry, Shockwave, maybe you should have gone against Chessington, but Blackpool Pleasure Beach does destroy Drayton Manor, so yep, the big one is through to the finals. I guess it's going to be top 3 dueling straight after this. And then we are going to have Swarm versus Smiler. Now, I'm pretty sure Swarm goes faster. Smiler obviously has more inversions. So the only source is going to be theming, which is going to be the ultimate question now. Smiler has really good theming, but Swarm's theming is out of this world. So, both of 6 theming, I'm going to give both points. I don't really know. I don't really know what I can do. Yeah, you may really get angry at me for this. I've not been in the rides. I'm going to give Swarm the better theming. Smile, I'm so sorry, Alton Towers, but you have been eliminated from the game. Thought Parks, you're through to the 3 best rides in the UK, based on stats. Between Velocity, the big one, and the Swarm, So first off, we're going to be going over inversions, because that's just what I like doing. Velocity is a launch coaster, but it contains no inversions, because, I don't know, is it meant to be a family coaster? Big One's obviously a thrill. It does not actually contain any inversions, as fast as it goes. Swarm, on the other hand, does contain inversions, quite a few. Lots of twists. There is technically a loop. There's a half loop and a loop. Swarm will win the point on inversions. Speed is next, and Velocity may be a launch coaster, but the Big One batters it by literally double the speed. So Big One wins in speed. I'm pretty sure Velocity is the slowest, actually. I'm sure Swarm even goes faster than it. Gosh, Velocity isn't doing too well, I'm not going to lie. And last up is theming. Velocity's themed about motorbikes. No good theming, really. Pepsi Max. It has the Pepsi Max tunnel, which does theme it to that. But the ride is just going around the pleasure beach, getting a good view. It does not have any key theming. Swarm is based off the film, I think. And you're going over broken aeroplanes, like landslides, like broken cathedrals. It's really well themed. Swarm will win the points on that. Which means if we're counting up the points, Velocity is 0 points. The Big One is 1 point and Swarm is 2 points. So technically this means Swarm is the best ride in the United Kingdom based on stats. Second is the Big One, and third is, well, technically it's Velocity. But personally I'd definitely say Smiler is better than Velocity, so I'm just going to put Smiler. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you later. Goodbye.
You just showed Abby that picture.